Another dev stream, and now we know when the game's coming out. I'm so excited.
Obviously, we're really excited.
And things went really smoothly.
We got our little technical issues worked out.
A bombshell straight away with a date for Streamer Weekend, experimental and console PC release.
We're targeting June 21st for Streamer Weekend beginning and public experimental on June 24th. The latter half of July will have stable and console release.
So less than 2 weeks to go. Let's get straight in with map generation.
Ooh, it looks kind of fancy now.
It certainly looks good with new biome layout options and, of course, as expected,
Burnt Forest is back.
big improvement number one, map generation times. They're quick, and we were shown it.
You can generate an 8K map in like 45 seconds.
Several maps were generated, and they were fast every time.
42 seconds. Boom.
We were flown into the map with the previewer, and the difference to it now is that we get colours for each of the different zones.
Light blue is rural, yellow is industrial, darker blue I think is commercial,
Yep.
gray is downtown, and green
yeah.
is residential.
That's
Red
those.
is traders, white
Sounds
is
a trader.
wilderness.
And then that biome layout, they look great. We've got the new ones here. We've got the centre forest, we've got the circle, and also the line.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's kind of the sideways layer cakes.
Next, the player profiles were updated from last week, and we got to see quite a few of them. A few were left for us to discover ourselves in the future, but they look absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, there's a ton
On
of
their
content
own.
there and a ton of options.
Just like last week, I've been through frame by frame as they went through the creative menu. Last week, we saw that middle one at the top, the red cross. That is the Fortitude mod. We now know that there's a perception, strength, agility, and intellect too. Maybe they just give the +1 to things, I don't know. But we still got the cigar. Does that give you an extra +1? Do the XP glasses give you an extra +1 to intelligence? We've got the night vision mod, of course, the full pocket mod that we saw last week, and that one bottom right looks like it's something to do with keeping your footsteps really quiet. So the armor sets look fantastic, but there was this little icon that appeared in a frame or two, and that is some kind of radiation kind of mod or jacket or something. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Next, we got to see some points of interest, and you know I love reviewing them. On this channel, we have 5 new tier 5s and 6 tier 4s. I think there's about 75 or so overall added. And of course, this is Grover High, a tier 5 school.
We've also done some improvements for the big POIs to improve spawnings.
Next chat waded in as they saw something missing.
For those saying put in school buses, these cars are not the actual cars.
But they're certainly not school buses, and I think they should have some of those at Grover High. Next, we saw a theatre with some secret things they didn't want to show us.
It's called the Minotaur.
Potato, potato, minotaur, minotaur.
Go up and look at the sign.
Yeah.
Well, you better be prepared because the zombies are everywhere in this POI. And of course, there is this beautiful theatre with a secret they didn't want to show us.
There you go. Really nice theater seating. It has,
Next, we have the 7-day suites.
I want to stay there.
So what fun things do they show us here?
Except for when that scary event happens that I can't talk about.
Right.
We didn't get to go inside this one, but the outside looks actually just amazing. I really am impressed by the look of this POI. Next, the Meridian Center, a Remnant, not a questable POI. Look at the shadows on that.
Joe Brothers Builders is still kind of a healthy company, apparently.
This was described as almost having like a platform game type of feel. Our next treat was a wilderness POI and an army camp embedded into a mountain with a giant bunker underneath.
Which is kind of cool,
Inside it looks like it's going to be a right battle with a few triggers here and there.
What could go wrong?
Then we found out that the football stadium is back and it looks better than ever.
Inspired by a foreign film called The Flu.
Another great size Remnant next, and of course the fun pimps love their signs.
I like the pasta. Look at that pasta sign.
You certainly cannot beat the use of letters in game.
There we go.
See the sign. No, see the sign that wrapped.
Yeah.
There
It's
you go.
stubborn.
A refinery, pipeline gas company, again looks absolutely brilliant.
I think this place is on the way to Nick's house.
Okay, this next prefab was really interesting for the fact that it's an army camp. It's only 60 by 60. There isn't really any depth to it, so there's no hidden bits, I don't think. And it's a tier 4, so I bet you there's going to be a lot of zombies in there.
MREs is basically kind of like 3 colors of Cheese Whiz or something like that, right?
Next off to Rekt, who you'll only find in the Pine Forest. He will then, part of the progression now in 1.0, send you to Jen in the Burnt section, then the Desert Bob, Hugh in the Snow, and finally Joel in the Wasteland.
The nice thing too is every trader does their own sort of voiceover for the announcements.
The question that came to my mind is, if you have multiple cities, do you get multiple traders, or are they all the same one in each zone? We'll just have to wait and see. I'll certainly be modding that out if that's true.
everything's in, but when all goes in, it'll definitely feel really fleshed out. They're all randomized. And then there's a special reward sign too for when you graduate to the next tier.
We did hear some of the new voiceovers, but unfortunately the old fun pimps were talking over the top.
So make your final selections, get the F out, depending on or whoever the trader is. Some of them are really nice about it. And, you know, Trader Rekt, how he is.
But no worry,
because it's
Trader Rekt
nice.
told them where to go.
So
It's pretty hilarious, though.
we're a little ahead of schedule.
Then we have the vehicles. They've all been changed and updated, and when you mod them, you get little extra bits you can see on there. Oh, they just look great. I can't wait to use them. Now, the mini biker, that's something I just do not ever bother with, but I'm certainly going to make one of these because it looks good. And maybe with that kind of way they've changed the game so it's hard to progress, we all might be riding around a lot on this. And then the motorbike. This looks absolutely brilliant. And of course, you can put all the mods in there, and you can put the extra seat in there. You can be cruising around with your friends, enjoying 7 Days to Die.
So yeah, you know, we've all done that.
The 4x4 now is literally a monster truck. It's huge.
It happens.
Oh.
What is interesting, though, when we saw the menu and they typed in 4x4, we did see the old one still in there.
Holy cow.
My personal favourite vehicle of all of them, Gyrocopter, looks absolutely brilliant. And also you can take people along for the ride. And we can see the icon in the middle there, the one that we couldn't work out what it was last week. It is the Gyrocopter accessories. We saw all the mod icons. We have the new armour top left and we have the plough top right. Then the Dew Collector was shown off briefly. The cooling kind of mod kind of condenses all that water quickly so you get a much faster rate of collection. You've got a big tarp so you can get even more of them. Basically you'll get 2 jars, and the water filter now is a mod and it'll stop you getting murky water. You'll get clean water from it. Okay, quickly, a few icons I found, loads of different signs. We saw a few others during the POI reviews. Basically lots of assets to make things look good. We saw 6 icons for the buffs. The Skull Crushers are the same, but all the other 5 there, they have changed. Don't ask me why I noticed these things, but the shower handle icon has become big and grey. And we have orange dye. Wow, I think it looks quite good. Now, I've got the little screenshots here of Tier 1 and 5 and Legendary Tier 6 that we can make for all the shotguns that they showed us. We do need Legendary parts now, and of course, just press pause if you want to have a read, but it looks like steel is going to be the name of the game. You need to make a lot of that to make these.
I'm going to show this real fast.
So crafting can be done in any order now. You just get on with it. You get XP, you redeem rewards. It looks a lot better. The first page is all about teaching you to play the game.
It replaces the journal system.
Which means we're not going to get that really annoying flashing icon anymore.
The second page are more the long-term kind of achievement hunter type things.
So there we go, an immense amount of things. Can't wait until release. It's so very, very soon. So hit all the nice buttons. Leave a comment on what you think about everything that we've talked about today. And of course, give us a subscribe if you can. I hope I've earned your subscription. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
We need an ending screen for it's very awkward.